I'm super excited to bring this to your table. If you're new here, do not forget to subscribe, like this video, share. First off, you just need 4 materials to proceed in the cutting and sewing of this bonnet. You'll be needing the headband of any color of your choice, and then 2 material, one for the upper part, one for the inner part. You'll be needing your scissors and also your chalk. The material used for this, you can use a 1/4 of a yard each for it, and then you're good to go. I am sorry, I thought this was videoing, it wasn't, so I had to place it back to do the cutting. So first off, you fold your material into 4 and then you measure it. If you're using 7 inches for the width, the breadth should be times 2 of it. If you're using 8, the breadth should be times 2. If you're using 10, the breadth should be times 2, which is 20. But for this, I'll be using 11, then times 2 is going to give me 22. So after that, fold it into 2, then I just measure 12 round it, and then I cut it out. So I am using 12. The minimum measurement you can use if you have a small head is 11, 12. And then the maximum should be like 13 upwards. So after cutting it out, you also fold your inner material into 4, you place it on it, and then you also cut it out just like this. So guys, after cutting it out, this is how it is going to be looking. It is going to be round just like this. Before sewing it, I'm just going to give it a good press so that it will be neat and sleek for me to work with. I will be placing right side facing each other. This is a satin sleek material and a doll face red material. So I'll just be placing right side facing each other, then using my pin to attach it round, taking it to the machine before sewing. For this part, what I did was to achieve a neat sewing, you need to work with 2 threads. Now for the bonnet, I am working with 2 colors. One is a lighter baby pink, and then the other one is something like a tomato red color. So I am making use of 2 threads. The red is on the bottom part of where the bobbling case is, while the lighter pink is on top of the machine. Now I am also going to be making a cut. Any part of the material is fine, just make a cut. I'll go up by 3.5 inches, then I'll just give a space of like 1/2 inch in between, and then I'll connect. This is because this is where the band will be stopping, and then you will need to tie it behind your head. If you don't do this, it will be hard for the bonnet to go through your head unless you're using elastic. So I'm just going to be doing something like this, then I will sew from there. That's where I'm going to be sewing from. Now that I am done sewing this, I am going to use my scissors to cut out that part, just to open up that place that I went up by 3.5 inches. And after cutting it out, I am going to notch that area. You can also notch it round if you want. In fact, it is even a good idea. You can notch it round if you want, but I am going to take my time to notch out that part. So now the truth here is that after sewing it round, I discovered that there was no place for me to turn over to the right side. So I had to go ahead to loosen a few parts. If you're still watching up to this part and you're wondering what went wrong, what went right, why not wrong, why not right, the comment section is open for you to drop in your questions, and I am going to reply to every single one of them. And this is it. This is how it is looking. I am not even done with it. I am already seeing the beauty of the bonnet. The colors are complementing each other, which I truly like. Now I am one fan that loves to iron, so I'm still going to take it over to the machine and then still give it a good press. I'll just iron the edges just to make this lay well, so that I would know how to work on this properly. After this round, I would go ahead to measure it all round. So I'll go in by 1.5 inch and then measure it all round. Then that is where I will be sewing on. But before sewing on that, I am going to top stitch that part which I use in turning this bonnet over. So for this part, after using the chalk to rule that 1.5 inches round, I am going to be tracing that line by giving a plinting on that line. Now what some people do is that they will first sew that line round, so when they are plinting they can just plint on where they've sewed. But for this, if you are an expert in sewing, you could just use your eye gauge, your brain to know what you are doing, because by the time you're plinting, the line that you have drew out might not be equal. So you're just going to know what you're doing. You will know that, okay, if I'm sewing on this place, it is going to align to that 1.5 inch at the end. The line is just to guide you through. So I'm just going to do this simple plinting, and I'll be doing it from beginning to the end. And then as you're doing it, make sure that the plinting will end up at the round circumference of your head. For my head, I am using 21.5 inches. If at this point you are still watching this and you've not subscribed, please tell me what my offense is, because today you're going to tell me what the offense is. But anyways, let me continue with my tutorial. I believe all of you have conscience and you will appreciate my hard work. After doing this plinting, as an Agba tailor that I am, I measured it round and discovered that it is exactly 21.5 inches. Tell me why I no go praise myself. Now the cap for the bonnet is ready. Let's move on to the band of the bonnet. Sorry, I didn't show you guys where I actually ironed this band, but for the length of the band I'll be making use of 60, but you can use as long as you want. 60 is a very short length, so I'll advise you to use a longer one. Then for the width, I'll be using 5 inches, but I will advise you to use more than if you feel like you want your band to be long. Some of you like drawing your bonnet to your eyebrows, so you can use longer than that. So before I brought it to this machine, I actually notched the center point of where I'll be sewing around the bonnet, which is 19. So remember I said that my round head circumference was 21.5. I removed 2 inches to get the band measurement. So if you're working with the band, you're going to be removing 2 inches. If your head is 24, you're removing 2 inches, which is 22. If the elastic is too stretchy, be removing like 4 inches from it, and then you notch that area. So when you're turning your band, you're not going to be sewing on those middle circumference you have notched. Flip this over to the right side, and after I am done flipping it over to the right side, if you know that you're not a very good sewing tailor, you could take it to the iron and press it just to give that neat look. Now this is how it is looking on my head. You can see that the band is already showing. Now for this part, I actually thought it was recording. I am sorry, my camera always go off. Now this is a very delicate area and I would like you to watch closely. For this part, I placed the band on that place that I plinted on. There is a place where I remove my chalk on, which was where I traced while I was plinting. Now that same part is where I am going to place the band, but this time I am just going to go up a bit by half an inch before sewing. So the parts where I did not sew, which is the middle side, which is the 19 inches, I'm just going to be placing it from the beginning of my bonnet, then I will sew it down to the ending part of my bonnet. And that is basically all for this bonnet. It's so easy, so simple, and it is so beautiful. I stumbled upon this on YouTube and I said I was going to try this, and I eventually loved it. After attaching it to the bonnet, take your time, take your scissors and trim out the excesses from that half inch. Just trim it out gently until it becomes neat, and then you don't get to see through that extra allowance. You have watched this video till now. please subscribe. I would also like to celebrate my 1000 subscribers.
Subscribe.
This is a bonnet. You can wear it in different ways, which I have showed you guys how to wear them. This is very lovely, easy to wear, and looks very expensive. Thank you so much guys for watching up to this extent. Please put a thumbs up into this video, subscribe, like, and share. See you guys in my next video. I appreciate you all, and I'll be uploading more videos back to back. If you would like to see any tutorial on any other video, let me know in the comment section. It's the comment section. Ask your questions and I am here to answer. Take me to 1000 subscribers guys. Bye. See you guys.